The new house of House Fortunes. What stores in it for us? In Florida, amidst the swaying palms and warm breezes, stood a new house for sale, its pristine exterior gleaming under the sun, its windows promised sunlight streaming in, and its doors whispered of opportunities waiting within. The Lee family, a Chinese-American family seeking a fresh start, felt drawn to it. The Lee family, Jonathan, May, and their children, Alex and Lily, moved into the house with excitement and hope. Almost immediately, their lives began to change. Jonathan received a promotion at his job. May landed a prestigious position at a local company, and within few days Alex and Lily excelled in their studies and sports. But on the other side, unexpected things started. The neighbors around them experienced a series of unfortunate events. Most of the neighbors facing sudden changes in their lives, but these changes are not good at all. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, who lived next door, faced financial ruin when Mr. Thompson lost his job unexpectedly. The Hendersons, across the street, suffered a tragic car accident that left them with severe injuries. And the Millers, a young couple down the block, endured a messy divorce that tore their family apart. As the Lee family's fortunes soared, the neighbors whispered among themselves, wondering about the strange coincidences surrounding the house. Some believed it was cursed, while others dismissed it as mere superstition. Jonathan and May remained oblivious to the whispers, too focused on their own good fortune to pay them any mind. But as time passed, they couldn't ignore the growing unease in the neighborhood. People avoided them, casting suspicious glances their way whenever they walked by. One evening, as May prepared dinner in their spacious kitchen, she overheard a conversation between Alex and Lily in the living room. They were discussing the strange occurrences in the neighborhood, and May's heart sank as she realized the extent of the rumors.
Mom, do you think the house is causing all of this?
Alex asked, his voice tinged with concern. May paused, her hands trembling as she set down the knife she had been using.
I don't know,
she admitted.
But we can't ignore what's happening around us.
Jonathan, who had been working late, entered the room just then, his brow furrowed with worry. What's going on? He asked, sensing the tension in the air. May and the children filled him in on the rumors circulating in the neighborhood, and Jonathan's expression darkened. We need to find out what's happening, he declared, his voice firm with determination. The family spent the next few days researching the history of the house, hoping to uncover any clues about its mysterious past. They discovered that the previous owners had abruptly left town, leaving behind no forwarding address or explanation for their sudden departure. Desperate for answers, Jonathan reached out to a local historian who specialized in paranormal phenomena. The historian, a kindly old man named Dr. Montgomery, agreed to meet with him and share his insights. Over cups of tea in the Lee family's living room, Dr. Montgomery explained the history of the house. It turned out that the land on which it was built had once been home to a powerful sorcerer who had cursed it with dark magic. The sorcerer believed that by channeling his energy into the house, he could manipulate the fates of those who lived there. Dr. Montgomery explained gravely, but his intentions were twisted, and the house became a beacon of misfortune for anyone unlucky enough to cross its threshold. The Lee family listened in horror as Dr. Montgomery recounted tales of tragedy and despair that had befallen previous occupants of the house. It seemed that their good fortune had come at a steep price, one that they hadn't fully understood until now. The sorcerer who once inhabited the land where the Lee family's house now stood was a figure of terrifying power and evil intent. His name, lost to the annals of time, was whispered only in hushed tones by those brave enough to speak of him. Cloaked in dark robes and crowned with a twisted circlet of blackened iron, he was a shadowy figure that moved like a specter through the night. His fortress, a looming edifice of stone and shadow, stood as a testament to his mastery of the arcane arts. Within its walls, he conducted his dark rituals and twisted experiments, delving ever deeper into the forbidden secrets of the cosmos. It was said that the sorcerer's curse was born of his insatiable thirst for power, a hunger that could never be sated. Drawing upon the darkest energies of the universe, he wove a web of evil magic that seeped into the very foundations of his fortress, corrupting the land itself. The curse manifested itself in subtle yet insidious ways, preying upon the hopes and dreams of those who dared to call the sorcerer's domain their home. It whispered of misfortune and despair, its tendrils reaching out to ensnare all who crossed its path. But perhaps the most chilling aspect of the curse was its ability to absorb the happiness and fortunes of those it touched. Like a vampiric shadow, it fed upon the joy and success of its victims, leaving behind only a hollow shell of what once was. As the Lee family's fortunes soared, their neighbors found themselves caught in the grip of the sorcerer's curse. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, who had once been the envy of the neighborhood, saw their wealth evaporate overnight, their savings disappearing like dust in the wind. The Hendersons, a young couple with dreams of a bright future, found their hopes shattered by a tragic accident that left them crippled and broken. And the Millers, whose love had once been a beacon of light in the darkness, saw their marriage crumble under the weight of the sorcerer's influence. It was as if the sorcerer's curse had a mind of its own, a malevolent intelligence that reveled in the suffering of others. And with each passing day, its power only grew stronger, its reach extending ever further into the lives of those it touched. Determined to break the curse, Jonathan and May sought out ways to counteract the sorcerer's dark magic. They consulted with experts in feng shui and performed rituals to cleanse the house of negative energy. Jonathan and May delved into the depths of ancient wisdom, seeking out experts in feng shui and practitioners of arcane rituals to unravel the mysteries of the sorcerer's curse. Armed with candles, incense, and ancient scrolls, they embarked on a journey fraught with peril, determined to cleanse their home of the dark magic that gripped it. The rituals they performed were intricate and complex, requiring precision and focus. They traced intricate patterns on the floor with powdered herbs and salt, invoking ancient chants. The air hummed with energy as they lit candles and burned incense, their flickering flames casting eerie shadows on the walls. But as they delved into the rituals, they soon discovered that breaking the sorcerer's curse would not be so simple. The very air seemed to pulse with evil energy, resisting their efforts at every turn. Strange phenomena plagued their every move, as if the house itself sought to thwart their attempts to cleanse it of its dark influence. Objects levitated and spun in midair, defying the laws of physics and mocking their attempts to maintain focus. Whispers echoed through the halls, their words twisted and distorted, like the mutterings of lost souls trapped in the void. Shadows danced on the walls, their movements erratic and unpredictable, as if driven by unseen forces. But Jonathan and May refused to be deterred. With steely resolve, they pressed on, their determination burning like a fire in the darkness. They fought back against the distractions and disturbances, clinging to the hope that their efforts would bear fruit in the end. And slowly, agonizingly slowly, their perseverance began to pay off. The disturbances grew weaker, their grip on reality slipping with each passing moment. The air grew still, the whispers fading into silence, and the shadows retreated into the corners of the room. At long last, as the final incantations were spoken and the last candles extinguished, a profound sense of peace settled over the house. The oppressive weight of the sorcerer's curse lifted, like a shroud being lifted from their shoulders, and Jonathan and May knew that they had succeeded in their quest. Slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. The neighbors' fortunes improved, and the dark cloud that had hung over the neighborhood began to lift. People started to smile and greet each other in the streets once again, their suspicions fading with each passing day. But even as they celebrated their victory, a chill ran down their spines, for they knew that the darkness that had once gripped their home would not be banished so easily. The sorcerer's curse lingered in the shadows, a constant reminder of the price they had paid to reclaim their lives. And as they stood in the quiet of their newly cleansed home, they couldn't shake the feeling that something sinister still lurked in the darkness, waiting for its moment to strike once again. Thanks for watching.